Busy day today. Of course, the comeback is when are my days not busy. Little voice crack there. I am on my way to church. I go to a church called Radius in North Hollywood. It's a church that believes church is irrelevant, which is pretty cool. It's a very open church. It's a very loving church. Right now, we're covering the topic of politics and how you should vote. Not necessarily who you should vote for, but how you personally should vote. Which is pretty cool because the church actually doesn't take a political stance, but it gears towards like who you are as a person and what are some of your convictions on that and things like that. So it's very, very unique and very individual, which is awesome. I love it. But today is busy, so I'm gonna go to church, and then there's a car coming through, turning this way. This guy's like always parked here. He always gets a ticket too. Always parked here. Literally. He knows he's not supposed to. Because there's a freaking fire hydrant right there. Always parked here. Anyway. After this, I have to go to a library. I volunteer for a program called LA Book Pals, which is a program through the SAG-AFTRA, which is the Actors Union, SAG-AFTRA Foundation, which is the non-profit or volunteer side of SAG-AFTRA. So anyway, I'm going to go do that. That's what I do. But I got a lot of like 6 boxes of books last year when I was reading to kids. That's what LA Book Pals is. I go to classroom promoting the arts or promoting literature, and I read to like a group of kids. Last year, my group of kids was in kindergarten and 2nd grade. I have all these books. I need to downsize, so I'm going to be donating all these books back to a library and then getting a library card myself. That way I don't have to carry around these books all the time. Then after that, I just have to work on my DGA application. So it's a busy day and just start getting ready. I'm basically about 4 days out from moving out and becoming homeless. So that's a lot. It's starting to really get heavy, and it's starting to really come to realization that this is happening. I'm not too sure how I'm going to feel about it. Right now, I'm kind of glorifying it and romanticizing the idea, but after your 3rd day or a week into it, this happened to me last year, it sets in, and it's not pretty. So yeah, that's it.
Life is that there's certain gifts that all of us have. I think one of the gifts that I have that was totally just given to me is to be able to think strategically and to see gaps in systems and to come up with solutions. And I want to use like this is not mine as a Christian. This is for God and for His kingdom, and I want to use whatever it is that God has given me for that. So I think that that's probably the most exciting part of my job, is that I get to use the gifts that God's given me for people.
I think I didn't prepare you for this question, so not everybody has to jump in unless you feel like you got a response you're excited about. But I think during this election season, a lot of us would probably share in the fear or concern or revelation that, maybe the world is running out of good people who are doing good things. We have a lot of reasons to be concerned. We're shocked by what we see through our social media feeds and what's being shared virally. And yet I encounter day after day, and particularly in the community here in Radius, people who buck that trend, who are telling a different story. And is there any example or any hope that you can give to us here and maybe people who listen to this on the podcast later who are thinking like, the world is over. Probably November 8th, the world will end. All good will be gone. And there are no decent people left in humanity. Give them hope, please.
There is absolutely.
Oh, good.
I think it's probably the safest time in history to live in. I think statistically you can prove that. There's more.
To do what? Say that again.
That it's the safest time in history to live in.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
I think that there's more medicine available. There's more cures for diseases because of the great work of so many people. I think that, so I mean, those are like super general things right there. That's like I'm super happy about every morning. The fact that I can call somebody that I think are a really, really good time. And then I would say the other thing, sorry, I know that I'm taking too much time, is I am more and more impressed with the church than I think I have maybe, like, I think recently, and I'm not talking globally, but specifically in this country. I think that the city and the county, the government has opened the door to the church to help with their foster care system, to help with their homeless system, to help with their departments of mental health. They want those bridges to be open, and that's more time than any other. And I think it's a great time for the church because we've been pushed away from those circles for so long. It's time to bridge those gaps.
Thanks, John. Anybody else want to add to that?
I think, again, most importantly, it's about people, and we shouldn't take our thoughts or eyes away from that, if you will. I mean, technology, I mean, everything that he said is absolutely right on, but what I kind of got out of that was just how important people are.
Yeah.
And just on a daily basis, how much we take for granted. Because any one of us, an accident could happen, you lose a child, you lose a parent, what have you. And it's just, I just think we take a lot for granted, and technology helps, but going back to kind of what you were saying about people get a little kind of too off kilter, if you will, or basis that, oh my gosh, there's all this, trouble in the world. And again, if we just focus on people, like our neighbors, every great once in a while comes to me that I'm like, man, I've like lived next to these people and I barely know who they are, or a coworker. And it just, sometimes it just takes to say, hello. So it's based on a little elementary, maybe not very prophetic, but,
At least it's
just
doable, man.
Yeah, right.
Holy cow, if we all have to get a bill passed in order to change the world, man, that would be awesome. Yes, and speaking of, let's go down the line and tell us who you're voting for. I'm kidding. I really want to know, but that's great. But with this election, there's more than just the Oval Office that is changing. There are other things to consider. I don't know if you know this, but there are more than just presidents that we're voting on this election season. We are a politically engaged community, but we're not a politically monochromatic community. And yet, I want to give you an opportunity to say, is there anything in this upcoming election season that will improve, enhance, or even change, maybe even threaten what you are so passionate to do, what you feel God has called you to do and positioned you to do? This is your shot, briefly.
Okay. I would echo what Joseph is saying in that, the presidential elections get a lot of focus and a lot of attention. Obviously, the president is the face of the nation, and that's very important. But the people who actually impact and affect your lives are your representatives in your city. Know who they are. They have open doors. They have appointments. You can call, you can say, hey, is Senator Boxer in this week? I'd like to talk to her about the things that are important to me as a constituent. And they will give you an appointment. When I lobbied for IJM in DC, I was amazed at how often the representatives said to me, this is an issue I've heard a lot about from my constituency, so I care about it. Or, I haven't heard anything from the people in my territory about this issue. Why? It matters. It matters to write letters, to sign petitions. It matters to be informed about propositions. So it's easy to do your research. There's lots of resources to help you. Don't forget about the things that are actually impacting the region you live in. That's why we're in a democracy, is so that you can participate in your government.
Thank you, Laura.
Definitely well said.
Yeah.
Measure Triple H.
Triple H, isn't that a wrestler? Is it?
Yeah, it is. Triple H.
is?
He's like CEO of WWE.
It's the last thing on the it's the last page of the ballot. Vote yes for it. The homeless crisis is a housing crisis. We have a 2.7 vacancy rate in Los Angeles. That's one of the lowest in the country. The gap between affordable housing and the average income is the large. We rank number 1 in the country with that. That's not a good thing.
We don't want to win that.
we don't want to win that race. So Triple H helps with the housing crisis in Los Angeles, so I think that you should vote yes for it. I can say that on my free time, not doing work.
Yes. Yes.
Of course.
John, anything at all?
Incredible. Yeah, our homeless issue is, I see them every day. I try to do what I can. Whether it's, I buy them coffee or something in the morning at 7-Eleven. It really breaks my heart. It's terrible. And again, going back to my basis about people, you can't forget about them. It's just something else. And it truly breaks my heart. And again, if you just maybe say hello, I don't know where, and I work with some folks that, I don't know where we became afraid of these people. We're supposed to, again, we're told to take care of them. So I've been taught by, and I try to pass down through some mentors that I've had on the job, and it's really incredible to see.
It's crucial, that's important, but other issues are not really getting the airtime that's necessary for us to consider, to really weigh the options that we have in front of us. So no wonder the ratings have plummeted, because we've kind of formed our opinion about the character of some of these candidates. And now we want to know what else is there so we can make an informed decision. But you know what didn't plummet the week following the second debate? And maybe you noticed this. The panic level of some evangelical Christians through their social media feeds and their articles that they wrote and some of the news opportunities that they had. People who were saying, like, just to be clear, I know after decades of being very closely associated with a single party, this is nothing like us, okay? This is nothing like us. And it actually inspired me to come up with a very important question that I want to start off with today. And that question is this. It might even be a little uncomfortable, maybe a little provocative for some of us, that's okay. The question is this. What should people think when they hear the word Christian? What should people think when they hear the word Christian? Now, if you're not a Christian at this point, maybe you're not even interested in being one, maybe you were raised with them, or you worked with them, or you lived next door to them, and those experiences have given you enough to say, like, nah, I'm good. A different question for you, very important question, is what actually does come to mind when you hear the word Christian? Now, there are some Christians, I don't know if any of them here, but there are some Christians that don't want to hear that answer out loud. And that actually has brought me to a third, I think, crucial question for us to ask. What happened? I don't know if you know this, and if you read history books, you can find out if what I'm saying is true or not. But there actually was a time when Christians were oddly compelling, where their character was, even if you didn't believe what they believed, Christian, the word Christian was synonymous at times with courageous and brave and perseverance and generous and humble. Christian was characterized as, or synonymous with influence and perseverance. You know, it's interesting if you look through history at the many, many regimes throughout the centuries that have tried to squash the platform of Christianity, how thousands and thousands of people across all sorts of cultures and generations have been drawn to, even if, again, they don't believe what these people say, they are drawn to a character quality, a culture that is so distinct from what they are used to that they want to know more. And that's why I believe Christianity survived Rome. I think that's why Christianity survived the Holocaust. I think that's why Christianity survived some of the dictatorships and regimes who tried to stamp it out, is because they couldn't stop the droves of people who were longing to find out why these people thought this way, why they talked this way, why they served this way, why they weren't panicking when the world was going to hell in a handbasket. So I want to ask, what happened?
I'm good, go.
We good? All right, let's do it.
5, 6, 7, 8.
My hips are killing me. Like, so much pain. Yesterday it was my knees that were really hurting, a lot of pain. Today it's my hips. I have no idea what's going on, but it's annoying. Loaded up books. Got 4 boxes of books to go deliver to the library Buena Vista location in Burbank. Hopefully they will be excited to take them. And then after that, I'm getting me a haircut. Look how beautiful this place is. Look at this. This is nice. Look at this, all of that. Those are pretty. It's great. It's drop proof, y'all. Drop proof. Ooh, wow, look at those. Those are real pretty. Nice little statue. It's drop proof. Very fast. It's like with water. Look at this. Kind of cool. Whoa. Gotta keep going. Dun dun dun. That sucks. On to the next one. Alright, well I just called the next library. They are open and they are currently taking donations. So on to the next one. What is this place?
Continue on Grandview Avenue, then arrive at your destination.
What is this place? This is crazy. Look at this place. Holy cow. Looks like I'm going this way. Seriously though, this place is so beautiful that people are taking pregnancy pictures. Like, that's how beautiful this place is. Holy cow. Those are pretty. I've got to explore this area. This is amazing. I love the overcast. We don't get enough overcast in LA. It's like this art gallery that I'll probably be checking out. In the meantime, let's go to the library. Library. Gotta get down at the library. I would like to donate some books.
Sounds great.
Cool.
Why do you look familiar?
Well, I am an actor. It's not like you meet those.
Like my neighbor too.
Oh,
No,
where you live?
Burbank.
Oh, me too.
Aren't you moving out of your cousin's place?
Oh yeah, you're my neighbor.
That's a good idea.
Look at that.
I was like, wait a minute, I know this kid. All right, let's do it.
Sadly, it's not because I'm an actor.
Now you know.
Okay. It says it was closed over there. There's an opening right here. Japanese, kind of like a Japanese tea house thing. Look at this pond. There's actually water. Look at that. That's beautiful. People don't realize that in LA, that's a rarity. This right here is a rarity to find water. Wow. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, he scared it away. He almost got the turtle.
Okay. We have quite a few.
You can.
Do you want to do it? Okay. Sona knows how to do it.
If it's not stuck.
I'm never able to make it work, so.
Oh, that's cool. Oh,
It's loud. This is if they wanted to 1920s.
no way.
So that they didn't disintegrate. Now you'll notice over here, and the ladies will recognize right away that contraption on the bottom. It flipped up, it would have had a pad on it, and ladies, this is where you would have had your gynecological exams.
Oh,
This
okay.
is an exam table. Okay.
Wasn't going there.
Ladies would have, this is a hair saver. Real human hair.
What?
Yep.
Why?
And, okay, let me tell you why. I'll show you why.
They use
This is a memorial piece They would send their hair once they had enough. Let's say your favorite uncle died or your favorite auntie. They would cut enough hair from the back of the head. They would send it to a particular weaver called a spider. They would embellish it with maybe shells or beautiful stones or some memento. And you'll notice that that one is really quite unique. These are flowers and birds, and here's another one.
Party going on over here.
Nothing. Let's drink with us.
Let's
Okay.
drink. Ready? Cheers.
Okay. Enjoy your time.
Cheers. Cheers. Hey. Oh.
Who play, not anybody, but some people play.
And you're just taking photographs?
Thought I had this in my car. I wanted to go to the beach and take some yesterday, but it turned cloudy and stuff, so it was still there. So when I just came to chill, but I
Cool.
saw this in the back seat and I'm like, man,
Man,
of
might as
course,
well.
there is a
Hey, how's it going? Great.
I'm not too sure. Let me find out if you want to touch it over.
Get it. Rockin'. I ran out of underwear. I was planning on doing laundry today because I ran out of underwear. I think I'm just gonna go commando tomorrow since I have to be on set at 5 a.m. So hopefully my weenie don't pop out.